Jolly good dinner, old chap. Feel like taking in a show? Good idea. What's on? What's this Cambridge Circus thing? Oh, Cambridge Circus. That's the Cambridge Footlights Review. There's a lot of good chaps in past, you know. Richard Murdoch, and the Halberts, and Kenneth Hall. Oh, Richard Murdoch. Yes, chap who goes round with Elizabeth Taylor. That's it. And Jimmy Edwards. Jolly good. And they're all in this show. No. It'd be a new lot this year. Stars in the making, full of ideas and initiative. Jolly good. Let's go to the window. Right. But for those of you who want to stay with the Footlights, they're on the air with an odd assortment of their 1963 review, Cambridge Circus. And first over to the newsroom in Jerusalem 3,000 years ago. Good evening. Here beginneth the first verse of the news. It has come to pass that the 7 elders of the 7 tribes have now been abiding in Sodom for 7 days and 7 nights. There seems little hope of an early settlement. In the Sanhedrin today, there was a wailing and a gnashing of teeth in the public gallery, when a certain Philistine was accused of writing on the wall at Belshazzar's feast a phrase including 2 4-letter words. At the weigh-in for the big fight tomorrow, Goliath tipped the scales this evening at 15 stone 3 pounds and David at 14 stone 3 pounds. David's manager said this evening the odd stone could make all the difference. News of a happy event. In Ramoth Gilead, early this morning, Zebediah begat Naaman. And now for news of the weather, over to Nehemiah Armstrong on Mount Ararat. Good evening. Well, it's been a pretty rough week in the Holy Land, hasn't it? Anyway, let's just have a look at the scroll. Now, we've got a plague of locusts moving in here from the northwest, and they should be in the Tyre and Sidon area about lunchtime tomorrow. Scattered outbreaks of fire and brimstone, up here in Tarsus and down here in Hebron. Down in the south, well, Egypt had a pretty nasty spell recently. 17 or 18 days ago it was frogs, followed by lice, flies, a murrain on the beast. So last Tuesday, locusts, and now moving up from the south-southeast, boils. Further outlook in Egypt, well, 2 or 3 days of thick darkness lying over the face of the land, and then death of all the firstborn. Sorry about that, Egypt. And finally, here are 2 police messages. Wood Moses, last heard of 7 months ago on a hiking holiday in the wilderness, go at once to Egypt, where his people are anxiously awaiting deliverance. At the crossroads between Sodom and Gomorrah early this morning, a Mrs. Lot, of no fixed abode, was turned into a pillar of salt. Will anyone who saw the accident or can give any information, please ring Revelation 777-7777. Good night. For the next part of our program, we take you over to Rangoon.
Here at the Asia Vision Song Contest, it's time for this year's #1 song, sung by Rick Shaw and the Nipsters. For the ride in my rickshaw, baby, be Oriental Pearl. There's no one finer in the red shine than that olive girl. Here's what the gold is to come on inside, and I'll show you my tiny slanting slide. I'm for the ride in my rickshaw, baby, I'm in an honorable world. We will own no in the kimono, you nearly got enough to satin plate. So, what a ride in my rickshaw, baby. Let me be your Chinese family. Just think of the nation, our population, but keep up if it only can. There's a Chinaman born every minute you'll find, so we'd better start now, cause we're slipping behind. Come on and try it, we'll just defy it. Helping at the 5-year term. We're helping at the 5-year term. We're helping at the 5-year term.
And now...
Oscar Wilde, take off.
So I said, what else could I do with an aspidistra?
Oh, Lord Lampitt, what scandalous tales you tell. Hush, here comes Mamma.
Oh, Annabelle. What a perfectly delightful party this is. Everybody is talking about nothing, but nobody is saying anything.
Oh, but we are talking about people, Lady Carstairs. I do so adore talking about people. It is a guarantee that they will talk about me.
Of course you're right, Lord Lamprick. Annabelle, you must go away. I'm hoping to meet Lord Wildworth shortly. They say he is the most wicked man in society. Lord Wildworth! Lord Wildworth? How perfectly horrid of you to keep us waiting like this. It was so exciting. You have been in the garden. What have you been doing?
I have been talking to myself. I confess I was perfectly fascinated with what I had to say.
Oh, Lord Waldorf, they say you are the most wicked man in society.
Oh, don't say that, Lady Carstairs. The truth is always such a bore. So who is that lady over there in the heliotrope with the diamond choker and the ermine earmuffs?
What? Lord Wildworth is your wife.
Really? What exquisite taste I have. Remind me to divorce her. I should like to be her lover. Sir, I hear you have been making love to my daughter. Lamprick. Ah, yes, it was merely a joke. It was a most singular kind of joke. I am a most singular kind of person. Sir, you have ravished my daughter. I demand satisfaction. Really, Lord Lamprick, I'm afraid I only make love to ladies. However, now I must be merely dull. I must go at once. There is a new play on at the Lyric. They say it is a tremendous success, but I confess I don't remember writing it.
I'm sure you do.
Oh, yes, of course, thank you. I trust you have enjoyed meeting me.
Good night, sir. Good night. I suppose I've been doorman at this theatre for 50 years now. I've seen all the stars of the old-time music hall, I have. You want to know about them? You just come to me. I'll tell you about them. 'Cause I've seen them. Eddie King, George Roby, Maury Lloyd, Harry Lauder. They were rotten.
How valid is jazz singing? The blending of jazz music with meaningful words is best illustrated in this song by Millicent Kent.
Have you ever stopped to think about the most you find your words you can get into a song only half a minute long? Wrong pronunciation doesn't matter, shadow. Then if many words would come into your head, then you write them down. In the valley something's good. Somebody had a bird with a spun so long. Find hard to replicate the exact no point of view. You do nothing to me. All the other day, a big sentence. heard a single word I'm singing, and I don't care, so there.
And now, Elizabethan Music Hall, coming today from a mead factory in Wessex. Well meditated, but whence coming? I come in from the house of Mistress Quickly.
Mistress Quickly, she is somewhat of a fast one.
Think on stizzing jet, yay. Yay, but the house of Mistress Quickly. At the house of Mistress Quickly, you get both the board, and the lodging. No, better leave it truthfully. I've been having trouble with the Black Death.
Wilt thou keep my mother-in-law out of this?
Shall I tell thee a topical tale? Hasten with a topical tale.
Then I'll tell thee a topical tale.
Tell me a topical tale.
I'll tell thee a topical tale.
I best hasten with a topical tale to no longer be topical.
Her Majesty the Queen.
God bless her, God bless.
Was descending from a coach the other day into a puddle.
Into a puddle right up to her.
No. And she said to Sir Walter Raleigh,
What'd she say?
where are the cloaks?
And he replied,
First right and follow the rust matting. Shall you finish with a song?
We'll finish with a song.
A lute song.
A really lute song.
Entitled A Farthingale Hung in Berkeley Square.
Oh, stop your tittling, Jock.
Minstrel, prithee. When the wheel of fortune runs you down and the heavens above are dry, just step a measure up, a jet and a thing around an eye. Remember, all the world's a stage, that's what the poets say. So step a measure up, a jet and a thing around an eye.
The flies to wanton boys, are we to the gods?
But that's all much ado about nothing.
Give me a lace knot and a placket and a pound or two of flesh.
Show me a bank whereon I'll have a wild card.
Through life's the murders I'll play pool,
Till Burnham Wood shall come to Dunsinane. And when we're lost and Arkham sounds and you come to the end of the night, just a step, a measure, up, a jet and a thing around the light. Hey, mommy, sing around the light. It's swing as a thing around the light.
Here's a late football result. Newcastle United 3, Birmingham City 9. And here's one half-time score, Brighton and Hove Albion 2.
It's a magnificent country. It's so big. I should never have thought that the country could have such an irresistible attraction for me. Ah, the dark continent. Ah, Africa.
Malaya, darling.
Malaya, Africa, they're all British.
Mary, darling.
Yes, John, darling.
Mary, there's something I must tell you.
Yes,
Mary,
John,
please don't
darling.
make it any more difficult for me. It's hard enough as it is. You see, it's been going on for some time now.
What has, John?
Mary, please try to understand.
But I don't.
No, you think that you do, but you don't. You see,
John, you mean it's all over? Between us, I mean.
I...
Oh, God.
Mary, don't move. Keep absolutely still to make a sound.
What is it, John?
There's a black mamba crawling up your leg.
Ah!
Now, don't move. Mary, please try to understand.
But, John, Paul said that
Paul?
here.
Paul! I never want to hear his name again! Paul who?
Paul Denny.
Oh, Paul Denny, yes. Now, didn't he marry the Musgrove girl?
No, that was Archie Davis.
Keep Archie Davis out of this!
You know Archie's dead.
Dead?
Yes, he died in Bombay last week. They can't bury him, though.
Oh, why not?
The ground's too hard.
Look out!
So it's all over between us.
Yes.
Oh, John. It was all so lovely in Kuala Lumpur in the spring. Do you remember how we used to wade together through the mangrove swamp? And how we used to watch the baby bandicoots frolicking in the Nagumba trees? Did you put the leopard out?
Yes.
Oh, what a blind, blind fool I've been.
I love you. Damn you, I love you.
No, John. It's no good. Don't you see? We could never start all over again. It would always catch up with us. It's no use going on pretending.
But, Mary, it can't just end like this.
And now, this date. And say, looky, here's the sensational new waxing which has zoomed from nowhere right into the number 3 spot. Sensational crisp passion fruit's controversial follow-up of Elvis Presley's all-time hit, Return to Sender.
I got a letter the other day. I got a letter in the morning post. It really cut me up to the most. Cause written on the envelope were 4 words really dashed my hope. I felt the tears rush to my head. Cause this is what they said. They wrote upon it. On Her Majesty's son. On Her Majesty's son. On Her Majesty's son. On Her Majesty's son. Whatever could be wrong with me on the service of Her Majesty. I got a letter the other day. I got a letter the other day. I wondered what it could be that I could do for Her Majesty. Then all at once it all came clear. It's National Productivity Year. I got to see you, girl, was getting on fine. When I saw this line, they wrote upon it. We want your blood. We want your blood. We want your blood. We want your blood. Well, I've done everything I could. So why should anybody want my blood? Why should anybody want my blood? Why should anybody want my blood?
The price of liberty is eternal vigilance. So said Edmund Burke, or Thomas Burke, or some Burke. And nowhere is the search for truth, the quest for justice, more vigilant than in our British processes of law.
Call the accused. You are Arnold Fitch?
Definitely yes.
You are hereby charged that on the 14th day of July, in the 1963rd year of our Lord, you did willfully, unlawfully, and with malice aforethought assault one Sidney Bottle, a Methodist. How please you, guilty or not guilty?
Definitely not guilty.
My lad, in this case, my learned friend, Mr. Maltravers, appears for the defence, and I appear for the money.
Oh, Mr. Maltravers, I trust your leg is better.
I haven't hurt my leg, my lad.
I'm so glad to hear that. Please continue, Mr. Bartlett.
Thank you, my lad. The case would appear to be a simple one, my lad. The prosecution will endeavour to show that the snivelling, depraved, cowardly wretch whom you see cowering in the dock returned home on the night of the 14th of July in a particularly vicious and unpleasant frame of mind, had words with his wife, and then deliberately assaulted his pet ostrich by throwing a watering can at it.
Oh, what?
A watering can, my lad, a large cylindrical tin-plated vessel with a perforated pouring piece much used by the lower classes for the purpose of artificially moistening the surface soil.
Thank you, Mr. Bartlett. Your knowledge is inexhaustible.
You are very gracious, my lad, if I may continue. The ostrich...
What?
The ostrich, my lad, an ostrich, a large, hairy, flightless bird, resident in Africa, remarkable for its speed in running and much prized for its feathers.
A kind of cat.
No, my lad. The ostrich, taking flight, flew out of the window and landed on a passing ice cream cart.
What cart?
Ice cream cart, my lad. Ice cream, an artificial cream substitute, sweetened, flavoured and frozen, originally invented by the Mohican Indians as an antidote to trench foot.
Remarkable, remarkable.
Thank you, my lad, if I may be allowed to continue. Flew through the window and landed on a passing ice cream cart, thereby causing a small dollop of ice cream. I'm sorry, my lad, I was trying to clear my throat. Thereby causing a small portion of ice cream to fall on the plaintiff, Mr. Sidney Bottle, a Methodist, who was hopping past at the time, thereby soiling his new suit. And those quite simply are the facts of the case, my lad, a very straightforward one, as I think we will all agree. It would appear, my lad, that the rule laid down in Pritchard against East Halifax Fishbone Glue Manufacturing Company would apply.
Was that the case of the slug in the lemonade bottle, Mr. Bartlett?
No, my lad, it was the case of the human cannonball and the kiwi.
Ah, that was the Kookaburra case.
No, my lad.
I think his lordship is thinking of White against Phillips, Mr. Bartlett.
That is the case.
The case where the aborigine who was about to launch his boomerang at a dingo that was chasing his kangaroo had his attention distracted by a lunging kookaburra, causing him to release his boomerang, which struck a passing cobber in the outback. An Australian case, my lad.
Oh, well, if it is an Australian case, it cannot apply.
No. Now, if we could continue, I should like to call the first witness.
Certainly, certainly.
Call Percy Molar.
Hello. How do?
You are Percy Molar?
That is correct. That is that.
You are a company director of no fixed abode?
Yes.
You are also a music hall comedian.
I am.
Are you married?
Yes, my wife.
Will you, in your own words, please, Mr. Molar, describe your wife to this court?
My wife, she's so fat. She's so fat that when she walks down the street, she looks like 5 dogs fighting in a sack. My wife, 5 dogs down the street, she's so fat, my wife.
Thank you, Mr. Molar. I put it to you, Mr. Molar, that your mother-in-law is bald.
I accept that.
And would I be correct in thinking that only last
Objection. I hope my learned friend is not going to lead.
I am not.
Oh.
Mr. Molar, would it be true to say that... Mr. Molar...
Anonymous witness!
Learned friend is treating Mr. Molar like a half-witness. Now, Mr. Molar, would it be true to say... My lad, this is really quite intolerable. My learned friend is making a mockery of this courtroom. What is more, me learned friend is neither learned nor me friend. Excuse me, my love, with your permission, I shall refer to him as me ignorant enemy.
I like that.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Molar. It's rather witty. Now, if me ignorant enemy will allow me to get a few words in edgeways, I should like...
Edgeways? Mr. Bartlett?
It's time you retired, my lad. Mr. Molar, what has happened to your bald mother-in-law recently?
My bald mother-in-law, she's had rabbits tattooed on her bald head, because at a distance they may look like hairs. Bunny rabbits, hairs on her.
Thank you, Mr. Molar.
You may leave the court, Mr. Molar. Thank you very much, my love. But before I go, I'd like to sing a very, very lovely old English ballad. A ballad in I don't wish to hear that. Would you kindly leave the court? Let me upset me. I ain't got a barrel of mine.
Call Arnold Fitch. You are Arnold Fitch, alias... You are Arnold Fitch. Millard, could we have something done about that man?
Certainly, certainly. Would you see to that, please, Mr. Maltravers?
Certainly, Millard. Thank you, Millard. You are Arnold Fitch, alias Arnold Fitch?
Yes.
Why is your alias the same as your real name?
Because when I do use my alias, no one would expect it to be the same as my real name.
Exactly, yes, exactly. You are a company director?
Of course.
Did you throw the watering can?
No.
I suggest that you threw the watering can.
I did not.
I put it to you that you threw the watering can.
I didn't.
I submit that you threw the watering can.
No.
Did you or did you not throw the watering can?
I did not.
Yes or no? Did you throw the watering can?
No.
Answer the question.
I didn't throw it.
Oh, he denied it. Call Exhibit A. Mr. Fitch, have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen this before?
No.
No further questions, will I?
Very well. It is now my duty to bring this case to a conclusion. It is certainly one of the most reprehensible I can remember. And indeed the same might be said of this whole broadcast, to which I have been listening with no little inattention. When I think that this wireless time might have been used for a program of ballet or mime or nude tableau, the mind boggles. Boggle, boggle, boggle. I therefore pronounce the following sentences. The performers, Joe Kendall, Humphrey Barclay, Timbrook Taylor, Graham Chapman, John Cleese, David Hatch, and Bill Oddie, were also guilty of writing the material, aided and abetted by Anthony Buffery and Chris Stewart Clark, who will be placed on probation. I find the music was committed by Burt Rhodes and his quintet, with associate musical director Hugh MacDonald. In their cases, I am prepared to accept a special plea of guilty, but insane. My final word is to the producers of this outrage, Humphrey Barclay and Edward Taylor. You have been found guilty of a bestial offense, and you will be taken from this place to another place of no fixed abode, and there spat upon in the manner to which you have become accustomed. Program adjourned. Lunch.